राधा माधव कुंज बिहार गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधार जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहार गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधार यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी प्रिय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारि यमुना तीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव श्री राधे जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा सुभद्रा माँ जय सुदर्शन जय गोपाल देव गोपाल देव जय गोपाल देव जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय पतित पावन गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Gurudeva Jaya Sri Pada. Jaya Jaya Sri Pad, Sri Pad, Sri Pad, Sri Pad. जय गुरु महाराज श्रील श्रीपाद की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, संवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की। So we're continuing our Bhagavatam Seva. This is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 9th chapter, verse number 1 to 3. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So this is verse number 1. Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shuka Uvacha.
Shri Sukha Vacha
Te Nyonato Surapatram.
Te Anyoyato Surapatram
Te Anyonato Surapatram.
Te Anyoyato Surapatram
Harantastyakta Sauhrida.
Harantastakta Sauhrida
Harantastyakta Sauhrida.
Harantastakta Sauhrida
Kshipanto Dasyu Dharmana.
Shipantu Dasyu Dharmana
Kshipanto Dasyu Dharmana.
Shipantu Dasyu Dharmana
Ayantim Dadrushu Striyam.
Ayantim Dadrushu Sriyam
Ayantim Dadrushu Striyam.
Ayantim Dadrushu Striyam.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Sukadev Goswami said, thereafter the demons became inimical towards one another. Throwing and snatching the container of nectar, they gave up their friendly relationship. Meanwhile, they saw a very beautiful young woman coming forward towards them. The next verse, verse number 2. Aho rupam aho dhama.
Aho Rupam Aho Dhama
Aho rupam aho dhama.
Aho Rupam Aho Dhama
Aho asya navam vaya.
Aho Ashyanam Vaya
Aho asya navam vaya.
Aho Ashyanam Vaya
Iti te tam abhidrutya.
Iti Te Tamavidrutya
Iti te tam abhidrutya.
Iti Te Tamavidrutya
Prapachurjata hrichaya.
Prapachujatarichaya
Prapachurjata hrichaya.
Prapachujatarichaya.
Translation. Upon seeing the beautiful woman, the demon said, alas, how wonderful is her beauty! How wonderful the luster of her body! And how wonderful the beauty of her youthful age. Speaking in this way, they quickly approached her, full of lusty desires to enjoy her, and began to inquire from her in many ways. Text number 3. का त्वं कञ्जफलसाक्षी
का
फला
त्वं
फलाक्षाक्षी
कञ्जफलसाक्षी
का त्वं कञ्जफलासाक्षी
का त्वं कञ्जफलसाक्षी
कुतो वा किं चिकीर्षसि
कुतो वां किं चिकीर्षसि
कुतो वा किं चिकीर्षसि
कुतो वा किं चिकीर्षसि
कस्यासि वद वामोरु
कस्यासि वद वामोरु
कस्यासि वद वामोरु
कस्यासि वद वामोरु
मत्नतीव मनांसिना
मत्नतीव मनांसिना
मत्नतीव मनांसिना
मत्नतीव मनांसिना.
Translation by His Divine Grace Prabhupada. Oh wonderfully beautiful girl, you have such nice eyes resembling the petals of a lotus flower. Who are you? Where do you come from? What is your purpose in coming here? And to whom do you belong? Oh, you whose thighs are extraordinarily beautiful, our minds are becoming agitated simply because of seeing you. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The demons inquired from the wonderfully beautiful girl, to whom do you belong? A woman is supposed to belong to her father before her marriage, to her husband after her marriage, and to her grown sons in her old age. In regard to this inquiry, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that the question, to whom do you belong, means, whose daughter are you? Since the demons could understand that the beautiful girl was still unmarried, every one of them desired to marry her. Thus they inquired, whose daughter are you? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Swarup Damodar Swamin Niti Namine Nama Sadbhaktamanaye Manipur Udbhavaya Cha Prabhupada Satvani Prachara Niratayate Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarurvyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanastam Namami Harim Param. संसारसागरे मग्नं दीनं मां करुणानिधे कर्मग्राह्य गृहीताङ्गं मामुद्धार भवार्णवात् श्रीमद्भागवतमाख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्ष कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि मया नाथ मुख्यर्थं भवसागरे हरेर्नामैव केवलं कलौ नास्तेव गतिरन्यथा. So we're coming to this chapter where the Samudra Manthan has happened and the Dhanvantari Bhagavan has come with a pot of nectar. And now we are watching the grand entrance of Mohini Murti, how she is appearing on the scene. The Lord very mercifully incarnates as Mohini Murti. That's why, along with Mohini, always that word Murti is used. Because if we just say Mohini, then it could be any one of the Apsaras or some damsel in the heavenly planet who are very beautiful. But this is Mohini Murti. This is a incarnation of the Supreme Personality, the Lord Himself, and how she is appearing on the scene. So in the first verse, Sukadeva Goswami is continuing that the demons became inimical towards one another. So this is the thing. When the society becomes self-centered, that everybody becomes self-centered, then everybody has their own point of interest. And generally, that interest, it differs from the others. So because of that, there is a clash. So people who are very congenial and very friendly to one another, simply because their point of interest or their goals are different, they become inimical. They become opposite sides, and each one is walking like this without even turning and looking at one another. So this kind of behavior, Prabhupada is very clearly saying, Krishna is also saying, this is demoniac mentality. So here, their focus was on the pot of nectar. So each one was trying to cast a pot of nectar, and they were throwing and playing around with it. Luckily, I suppose that container was closed, so it didn't somehow all the contents of it didn't fall down, though some of it leaked out because of the way they were grabbing that thing. And at that time, while they were fighting, then they are seeing this very beautiful young woman who's coming towards them. No, generally, when something important is happening and out of the blue you see some very young beautiful woman coming, people, they become suspicious. But the demons, you see, immediately they stop their fighting and they were fully focused on their this new target, which is a beautiful woman. They forgot, at least temporarily, their fighting, and they, all of them, they immediately, they very quickly, Prabhupada is saying, they're very quickly rushing towards her, and the asking is, oh, how beautiful you are, how wonderful your body is shining, so much lustrous body you have, and then you're so young, you look very, very, very nice. So they're speaking like this, and their hearts, which were initially fixed on trying to drink the nectar, it has become turned, and now they are with full of lusty desires. They are trying to approach her so that they can enjoy. See, just like that, the 360 degrees turn immediately happens, and so they are all of them. They are surrounding her, and especially the demons. It's being mentioned. The demons, they are the ones who are completely surrounding her, and they're asking all these questions. So then they are continuing again. So, beautiful girl, you have such nice eyes, resembling the petals of a lotus flower. There's this description in the third canto of the Bhagavatam. Now, this is the eighth canto, where in the third canto, we have Devahuti Mata and Kardam Muni, the parents of the incarnation of the Lord, Kapil Muni, who propounded the Sankhya Yoga. So, there is a description of Devahuti's beauty. She's born as a daughter of Swayambhuva Manu, and she used to live as, she's the emperor's daughter, so she's a princess, And she was so beautiful that when she used to play in the young age on the terrace of a palace, even the demigods who were going in the airplanes, they used to fall down. They used to just staring at her, they would fall down, tumble out, and fall down from their airplanes. So this is how beautiful, and it is described in that in the Bhagavatam, a beauty. It is mentioned that for the face, if the lady's face is beautiful, then there are two characteristics which give more beauty or add more beauty to the face. One is the arched eyebrows, and the eyes, if they are nice, large, especially very thick and nice, beautifully arched eyebrows. And the other thing is the white teeth. When they smile, if the teeth is very white and nice, and if the eyes are large and very beautifully arched eyebrows like a bow, then the whole face becomes very beautiful, especially for ladies. So here you see you have such nice eyes resembling the petals of a lotus flower. So if you have observed the petals of the lotus flower, it is very broad in the middle, and then it tapers off like that. So this is a shape of a lotus petal. It looks very beautiful. Lotus flower you take, you pull out one petal, you can see the shape. The eyes are really broad. So Mohini Murti, because she is the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, and the Lord's eyes are really big. The olden days, you see the Murtis, Krishna and Radharani's eyes, they extend all the way up to the ears. The eyes are that big. They make it so big. So she has such beautiful eyes. So they're describing the eyes. And then they're asking, who are you? Rather than the spiritualists, they are more interested in asking, who am I? But they are more interested in asking her, who are you? They completely forgotten the business of drinking nectar and what they were fighting for. But now the focus has changed. Who are you? Where do you come from? What is your purpose? And especially the last question, whom do you belong? Because she was all alone there. That beautiful young lady, Mohini Murti, she came all alone there. So because she came all alone, they were asking, who do you belong? So these demons, they are Satyuga demons. So they still had some standard. It's not that because a lonely lady is coming, we let us take advantage. They are making all this proper inquiry from her. Who are you? Where do you come from? What is your purpose? Whom do you belong? And specifically, this last one, whom do you belong? See, when you look at a lady, Prabhupada is writing in certain purports in the Bhagavatam, you can just by looking at her, by looking at the hair of the lady, you can understand whether she is married, she is unmarried, or she is a society lady who runs loose with several men, simply by looking at the hair. So generally, ladies, they part in the middle. They part the hair in the middle. Unmarried girls, they don't put the sindoor or the kumkum in the middle. So when the hair is parted in the middle and there is kumkum there, you can understand that this is a married woman. And generally, they have a Mangal Sutra or they have some wedding rings or whatever. But unmarried girls, they don't have this sindoor in the parting of the hair, the middle part of the hair. But people, the ladies who are supposed to be society ladies, who are very loose characters, they generally they part in the side, this side or that side, right or left, depending on whether they're right-handed or left-handed. So they part the hair on the side. So simply by looking at the lady, the face of the lady, by the hair parting, they can immediately understand who she is. So here, naturally, our Mohini Murti must have in between, and there was no sindoor. So naturally, they are asking this question: who do you belong? The other principle is that in the Vedic scriptures, it is mentioned that the ladies are abala. They are a little weak compared to the men. They are supposed to be weak. And it is also specifically mentioned, Striya na swatantriyam arhati. They don't deserve to be swatantra or independent. They are not supposed to be left independent. So she should be under the protection of the parents, the father and mother when she is young. When she is married, she should always be under the husband, the protection of the husband. And later on, suppose the husband follows the Vedic path and he goes to the forest, then the lady is supposed to be under the protection or care of her grown-up sons. So never at any point in her life she's supposed to be left independent and alone. Because independent ladies, they can wreak havoc in the society. So this question, in that particular purport, when they are asking, Prabhupada is writing that to whom do you belong means whose daughter are you? So this is the inquiry. Because she is unmarried, naturally they want to know who the father is. And the desire, everybody, they wanted to marry her actually. So that's why they were very curious, so that they can follow the proper process. They can go approach the father of Mohini Murti and request her hand in marriage. So these demons, they were following some Vedic customs at least. They were not fully demoniac. So there is not much to say in this, but there are two things I wanted to say. One was this are Shankaracharya, Adi Shankara, is describing how in this particular very famous verse, Bhajagovindam, Bhajagovindam, because this entire material creation, this Maitunadi, Grahamedi, Sukham Tucham, the entire material world is running on this sex impulse and this attraction between male and female. This is what keeps us tied down. So Shankaracharya is advising that this Nari, Sthana, Bhara, Nabi, Nivesham, Mithya Maya Moha Vesham, Etan Mamsa Vasadi Vikaram, Manasi Vichintayan Bharam. Saying that this Nari Sthana, the body, like I said, in the face, the beauty is highlighted by the huge eyes, eyebrows, and the shining white teeth, very nice smile. But when you see the lower portion, the Nabi, the breast, and the area of the navel, these are supposed to be very attractive in a lady's form. So he's saying the sthanam or the breast and the nabi, the area of the navel, the belly button, this area, he's saying this is simply maya, this is simply illusory. You should understand that etan mamsa vasati vikaram. Simply it is a combination of fat and flesh. That's all. It's covered nicely. It is presented a very illusory way. But if you just peel the layer of skin, what you see is flesh and fat. That's it. This is a vikara, means it's a transformation of flesh and blood. So you manasi vichintaya, you very deeply you consider this again and again. So don't get infatuated by this. Rather, bhajagovindam, bhajagovindam, govindam, bhajagovindam. He's saying don't be carried away by this. But a Mohini Murti's beauty is not like material beauty. This is a transcendental beauty. Even Lord Shiva, he was bewildered actually when he saw Mohini Murti. This is how glorious her beauty is. And South India, we remember when we were in the Sankirtan bus, we went once somewhere in Karnataka, there is a temple dedicated to Mohini Murti. She's worshipped in the West and in South India. She has a particular temple, but I've seen one temple of her in South India, in Karnataka somewhere. Very beautiful deity of the Lord. All the angas, all the limbs of the body are very nicely, beautifully proportioned, and you feel like looking at the deity again and again. It's very nice. The deity is very nice. So this is one thing that we should understand, the difference between material beauty, transient, simply a transformation of flesh and fat, and this transcendental beauty, which is everlasting. If one is attracted, then one's life becomes successful. If one is attracted to the transcendental beauty of the Lord. Then the other thing is, in the Rati Rahasya, this is one medieval text. I'm not sure if it is a Vedic text. There is a description about 4 major categories of ladies. So this is just for some fun facts so that you can know who is who. There are 4 different types of ladies and 2 subsidiary types. So there's a total of 6 varieties of lady. So the main 4 ones are Padmini, Chitrini, Shankini, and Hastini. These are the 4 main ones. And the 2 subsidiary ones are Sadmini and Maitrayini, Maitra, M-E-T-R-A, Maitrayini. So there are 6 categories, and each one there's a particular description. Like you take the Padmini one, she has very like golden skin. She smells like a lotus. She's very beautiful. The face is very round. All are very nicely proportioned. The bodily features very attractive, and she has a very low melodious voice. When she speaks, you want to hear the voice. It's that attractive, and she walks very gracefully in the right posture. And then she is very courteous, very respectful, and she enjoys conversation with people. And also, she emits a kind of smell which is very attractive to the guys. The men, they become very attracted with the bodily smell. So, this is Padmini, the Padmini category, the first one, the most beautiful one among all the 6 categories. Then the next one is Chitrani, or Chitra means art, artistic. So, these people, they are medium, they're not very tall, medium height, neither very tall or short, and they are very expert in art. And the first one, the Padmini one, she smells like a lotus flower, very nice, blooming lotus flower. But this Chitrani, she smells like honey, madhu, like honey, and subtle smell. This also, she is the second category. She also attracts many people, and then she has very thick black hair. The hair is abundant, thick black hair, and she walks very slowly, and sometimes she walks very impatiently also. Sometimes very slow, sometimes very fast. Then we have a Shankini, or Shanka is conch. So woman, conch woman, they call that. So she's the tallest. Among all these categories of women, she's the tallest. Her skin is like a mixed tan skin, brownish white. And physical appearance is not very attractive. And often she has eye problems, it is mentioned. Her voice is very harsh and she is very decisive in nature. You'll find ladies like this in the prisons who are acting as wardens and all that. She likes new things, and she has a lot of love affairs, and she engages too much in love. That is also mentioned. And they may have very many negative aspects. It makes her very hard-hearted and insolent. So these are the characteristic of a Shankini, or a conch woman. Then the final one, Hastini. Hastini, or elephant, Hathi. Hasti means Hathi. We say Hastinapur because in Delhi, that area, they have a lot of elephants, huge elephants. So Hastini means elephant woman. She has a very large Hathi. Hathi just a body, and it's a very big body, very coarse body, and her voice is also very coarse. When the elephant makes a sound, it is not very pleasing actually. So she walks very slowly because of the heavy bulk. She's often moody and not easily satisfied. And she has very shallowish white skin color and dresses in very unpleasing manner. She doesn't know how to dress properly. She's gluttonous. She eats like anything, and she's often considered to be shameless. So this is a particular characteristic of Hastini. So simply by seeing the activities and by looking at the person, according to the Shastras, you can just see that this is belonging to this category, and accordingly you can deal with them. So this is mentioned. It's called Rati Rahasya. Like we have even in the Kama Shastras, we have all these description about different category of women and different ways how to approach them. So these things are mentioned. Then the last two, the subsidiary categories, the lesser known varieties, are called Satmini. The Satmini ones are very shy. These ladies are very, very shy. They get scared very easily. You can frighten them very easily. And they try to be very cheerful and also to cheer their husbands. And body shape and features are very average. Nothing big to crow about. And the last one, the Maitrayini. Maitrayini is supposed to be unlucky woman. It is called unlucky. They may be beautiful, sometimes fair also and attractive. They work too hard, but generally they choose the husbands who are very cruel and also very weak. It's like they choose all the bad boys. So for them, their family life is a big struggle actually. Everybody gets easily attracted to them, but they like to keep the distance. But they don't want to mingle with such people. It's called unlucky ladies, Maitrayini. So these are the 6 categories of women which is mentioned in the Rati Rahasya, one of the Vedic texts. But our Mohini Murti, she is transcendental. She is not ordinary woman of this universe, and it is mentioned somewhere in the Bhagavatam. She is the most beautiful woman in the whole universe. Generally, you take the standards, it is either Lakshmi Devi or Parvati Devi, and some of them, they may have some kind of competition, but Mohini Murti, she tops all of them. She's so beautiful. The Lord is the source of all beauty. So Mohini Murti, she's transcendental. So it's not a wonder that these demons have fell in love. Even the demigods also, they must have fallen in love. But because the Lord has already told them that I'm going to come and there's a beautiful lady and bewilder the demons using my Maya, my internal potency, bewildering potency. So they were refraining themselves and staying away and watching the whole scene, what fun is about to happen. So I think I'll conclude here. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Hare Krishna. Any questions, any suggestions or comments, please comment.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So yeah, there is a question by Achyut Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, this, this in this episode of Mohini Avatar, so it is like it is described, that the demons are attracted to this Mohini, beauty of Mohini Avatar. But you see this attraction to the beautiful woman or beautiful thing, it is there in the everyone on this planet.
Yeah.
Every living entity is, at least in you, if we are discussing about human form of life, everyone is attracted to the beauty.
Yeah.
So now, what is the difference between the wise means the demons are so much described in, like this is like a negative thing, of course they were fighting and then they are attracted.
Yeah.
But this attraction quality, like Lord is also attracted to the beautiful things. Lord himself is a beautiful.
Yeah.
The Lord incarnation is never ugly, means he's always the top class beauty is there in him. So now, how do we discriminate? Suppose, like we in this human form of life, everyone is attracted to the beauty. What is the difference there? If devotees or everyone is attracted to the beautiful thing.
Yeah. Kunti Maharani, she's saying, Janma Aishwarya Shruta Sribir. Edamana Madapuman. Mada means they become totally intoxicated. Mada, just 1 second. No? I just give some money to that person. I'm coming. 1 second. Yeah, I'm sorry for the interruption. So she's saying that these 4 things, Janma, being born in a very nice place, Aishwarya, having a lot of money, Shruta, very educated person, and finally, Sribir. Sribir is personal beauty. So Kunti Maharani is saying these 4 makes not only attracts one, but it also makes you mother. Mother means like madhati, it makes you completely crazy. But the thing is that human beings naturally they are prey to all these 4 beautiful things. They'll naturally be attracted. and it can also drive them to do very crazy things. That's a fact. But the thing is that when one has developed these transcendental qualities or divine qualities, then one controls himself. Like here, you see these demons are the ones who are going and inquiring, but none of the demigods, they came. But you see later on, Lord Shiva, he wanted to see the Mohini Murti, and when he saw, he even completely neglected Parvati Devi and he started running after her. So it's not that the demigods are not attracted. They are also very much attracted. They are also personalities. They have attraction for all these beautiful things, but they exercise self-restraint. Not like this, like the demons completely crowd around her and keep pestering her with all these questions. They never did that. The demigods usually don't do that. And this Mohini Murti's attraction, when Lord Shiva is attracted and he is chasing her, there is a pastime actually, because one of the demons, they ask for a boon where Shivji and Vishnu's son is supposed to kill him. Otherwise, he cannot be killed. So just for the sake of that pastime, this attraction is depicted. Otherwise, Lord Shiva he's one of the topmost Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas, even Maya Devi personified as there, they don't care actually. They are so much into Krishna consciousness. So this is just one, how do you say, one exception. But otherwise, the demigods, they exercise the self-control. But the demons, they don't do that. That is a problem. Demoniac mentality means immediately they want to enjoy. They don't care who it belongs, whether I am qualified to enjoy that, nothing. But they immediately jump into the fray. This is a symptom of that. But otherwise, everybody who is not attracted, you see beauty, everybody is attracted. But devotees or those who have divine qualities, they control themselves. They understand, like Shankaracharya is saying, this is simply a transformation of flesh and fat. So there's nothing to be carried away by that. And that also for a short while, that beauty will be there. When ladies are young, they look very nice. But after they give birth to 1 or 2 children, most of them, you don't want to even look at them sometimes. They become like that. So this is a point. That control, devotees, they exercise because the Lord is kind of protecting them. But here, the Lord is, the demons, he is indulging them that, okay, you come. And they are drawn like a moth to the flame, and soon you see they will lose everything. This is what happens. Yeah, Prabhu.
Okay.
Ganesh. Somebody else has anything to add to it, or any more questions?
Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, you can ask.
Able to hear me?
Yeah, Sham. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Dandavad.
So my question is actually lies now on the qualities of the person, whether it's actual beauty. I'm not saying bodily or shape. This
Transient, yeah, transient beauty.
doesn't matter to a cultured person. Only in the bodily passion carried away by the bodily attraction. But also our culture and sober are attracted by the quality. That is actual beauty. Totally complete 100% beauty. Otherwise, what we are attracted in the world also, all the big persons, celebrities, see the qualities, how they are acting, how they are making money, how this, we get attracted by the qualities, not by the bodily features. No? In the woman, the qualities attract central what
Your voice is not clear, I think. Prabhu, are you able to?
No, it's breaking in between. Sham Prabhu, you write it out. बीच में break हो रहा है.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, now is better.
Now it's okay. Okay. Yeah. Now I meant to say this attraction to any person is by the qualities of the person. It's not bodily attraction is just a gross manifestation. It's in maybe ignorance or passionate. Real
Yeah.
attraction is by the qualities.
See,
Maybe a
but the
pain
thing
or
is,
female.
the thing is, you don't see the qualities immediately, right? Unless you are dealing with that person for a long time, you won't know what is inside. They say, you know,
Yeah.
beauty is transient. It is only skin deep, superficial. The beauty, external beauty you see. But ugly, they say ugly. Ugly means the qualities. If it is, some person is bad, ugly goes all the way to the bone. It's a very famous saying. Means it is very
Yeah.
deep rooted, this ugliness. And that people generally, they cannot see. So when they go by the external appearance, naturally they become carried away. And later on they realize, oh, this is the horrible situation I've got myself. So it's better to be safe than sorry. This is the thing.
Because we also from our past we have seen that in our father's time, no, people used
Yeah.
to get married between two families. They used to see the qualities, how is matching between both the number, the groom and the bride. But now Kali Yuga means everything, all the good qualities gone. So people just get attracted by the bodily features, and then after some years of marriage,
A
they
diverse.
diverse or they fight among themselves. That is the problem. So the qualities matter important very much for marriage or yeah. That's thank you, Prabhu, for
Thank you.
nice class, nice explanation.
I'll give you one pastime, not pastime. Generally, my my grandfather used to tell this. Not grandfather, grandmother. They, you know, olden days, they go and they, a group of ladies, they go after the mass, the horoscopes of the prospective bride. The whole group from the guys, the bridegroom's family, they go there to see the girl. So then the ladies, they go check out whether the girl, she speaks normally, her voice, eyes, her vision is good, whether the body doesn't have any defects or, you know, unsightly things. So they thoroughly check that girl up. And after that, they have a test to determine the inside quality of that lady. So what they do, they ask her to light a lamp, a small diya, and then to put out the fire by pressing it with their hand. A small lamp. So she puts it off, and she gets that black on her fingers, right? The burned suit and other things. It just comes and it sticks to the finger. So then they ask her to relight the lamp, removing that dirt from the fingers. So there are three category of ladies. Some of them immediately they wipe on the body or cloth somewhere to remove that black thing on the suit. And there are others who wipe on the wall or some nearby place, curtains or something like that. But then very rarely does somebody, the girl, she will put it on the edge of the lamp itself like that, and then she will light it. So anybody who hears this, among the three varieties of girls, women, who do you prefer? Everybody says the last one, because they know that what she's doing is right. But when you ask the explanation, it actually gives the interior quality of the person. So the first one who's putting on her head or on a cloth or somewhere, she doesn't care very much for herself, but she takes care of the surroundings and everything nicely. The second category who puts the black on the walls or some curtain or something like that, she cares for herself very much, but she doesn't care for the surroundings. But the third one who puts it exactly where it was, she is considered ideal. Just simply by this one test, they will know the internal quality of the person. So they would prefer the third one as the best. The second best will be the one who doesn't care for herself, because at least she's sacrificing to see that the house and her family is good. And the last one is the one who is very selfish. That one usually they reject. So this my grandmother, she used to tell me this when we were kids. I was just asking, how do you, why do all of you go there like this in a group? And what is the whole point of doing that? The person who's going to get married, he's the one who should be going and seeing, but instead all you ladies are ganging up like this and going and picking on that young girl. Why do you do that? And then my grandmother was giving this story. This is why we do this. So yeah. Thank you. We can wind up, or there is something more to add?
There is a question by Samchand Prabhu.
Ah.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Dandavat
Prabhu.
Pranam.
Dandavat,
Jai
Prabhu.
Shri Sri Padmaraj, Jai Shri Prabhupada. May I just add something, Prabhu?
Please, please.
So this attraction, actually there are two types, broad classification. One is love, other one is lust. Lust also is attraction, right? So this love is basically prevalent only in spiritual world, and that gets transformed into lust in the material world. So for example, when we think of the attraction towards the deities or towards the Lord himself, that is not lust, that is love. But what is prevalent in the material world, anything other than that, the nearest is the love towards mother, one's mother. Because one's mother, we never get a lusty feeling. That also is changing, in some parts of the world. That also is changing, and it's getting into a lusty feeling also now. So broad classification is love and lust. And so that was basically to answer our Achyuta Keshav Prabhu's question on demonic mentality versus the divine mentality. So attraction is there in all, but in the divine form, in the purest form, it is actually love. And for example, when our Guru Maharaj, he looks at his disciples, with an intention to uplift them, and he definitely will be having that loving feeling. So that is a transcendental quality. So when we get that purest consciousness, then we will love everybody, and that love will be because we are seeing Paramatma sitting in the living being. But till the time our consciousness is pure and we are completely under the control of the three modes, then it's only lust. Whatever one may say, it's only lust. And the lusty feelings, the lusty desires, lusty attraction is what grossly is misunderstood as love. That is not love at all. So that's why that is a demonic mentality. So in other words, lust means to enjoy, to satisfy our own senses. And love means to give this enjoyment to the
others.
So that is both are attractions only. But Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes. Thank you. So Govinda, anybody, anything more? We'll wind up.
I have one question. Like sometimes people are attached to their non-living things. Like, can we say they have love for that, or sometimes they are attached to pillow also? We saw some YouTube.
Yeah, children, they have this teddy bear. No, they they hang on to it for dear life. Even if they want to go to school, they don't want to part with their teddy bear. Yeah, I understand. There was one whole article actually I was reading in the one of the in the internet. They just posted this article that these non-living things, what we consider non-living, for those people, they have some kind of attraction to that because it has a lot of meaning for them. It is being mentioned. What we see as normal articles, right? For them, it has a lot of meaning in the sense that they connect it with something living, and so they mentally they impose some kind of value to that. So when they are missing that article, they think they're missing the love of their that person, whoever gave it to them, or something like that. So it's a kind of superimposed thing. And literally to say, because everything is a Lord's energy, we cannot say also it is not living. It has some consciousness. Only the consciousness is completely covered. So they have some kind of relationship to that, but we cannot call it love. We cannot call it love.
But it is not reciprocating with them, na? Then how they are continuing that for a long time?
That is a That is the mentality of those people. I think, okay, I'll go to this part of it. The gopis, right? When Krishna vanished from the Ras dance, later on, they were all crying and singing the Gopi Geet. And eventually, when Krishna came back, they were asking Krishna this question: Krishna, what type of person are you? And they asked this. There are people who reciprocate, like if you give them love, they give you that much love. It's like a thing, business. The second category of people, you give them any amount of love, they don't reciprocate. They remain like indifferent to it. And then the third category, they love you no matter whether you give them love or not. So they were asking Krishna, which category are you? So Krishna was saying this first one, where there is Adan Pradhan, means I give you 50% love, you give me 50% love. This is business, he was saying. Krishna was saying, I don't belong to that category. And the second one, who loves you, whether or not you give love, they are either gurus or they are your parents. And Krishna is saying, you can consider some part of me as that, because I am the father of all the living entities. You can think like that. But then the final one, those who are totally indifferent, they're either Atmaram or Guru Droha. He gives these two categories. Atmaram means they're self-satisfied. They don't require anything from you. Or their Guru Droha means they're completely against Guru. Like they don't want to show any kind of affection. I definitely don't belong to that category, he's saying. Krishna is saying. Although I'm Atmaram, still he's saying that in order to increase your love for me, I just vanish from the scene. Because you have something and you lose it, then I become, you become more interested in acquiring that thing. So to increase your intensity of the love, I vanished. So this article thing you were mentioning is something in the second category. It doesn't reciprocate. So that vessel in itself is complete because it is a creation of the Lord. Purnamada Purnamidam, it is complete. And these people, they have complete attachment for it. What can be done? Although it doesn't reciprocate, what can be done? You got my point?
Yes, Prabhu.
It's difficult. There are so many even very elevated people who still have attachments. We cannot avoid it. It is there. It is always there because we are dependent species. We are not totally independent. So we have to depend on somebody or something or some place, something or the other. We have to depend on. But the devotees, yeah.
Even Atmaram also have to depend on, right?
They have to depend on their self, no? And the self is sourced from the Supreme Self, the Supreme Soul. So without the blessings of the Supreme Soul, they cannot be situated in that position forever. It's not possible. They are still depending on the Lord. Dependence is always there.
So unless one is connected to Krishna, he has to depend on other external things.
External things which will let you down. That is a part. They will let you down. But Krishna never lets you down. Prabhupada was saying that. Prabhupada was saying, even I can cheat you. I will cheat you. Prabhupada was saying this. I will cheat you, but Krishna will never cheat. Krishna will never cheat. Yeah?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
So I think
Can wind up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu.
Jai Guru Maharaj Srila Shripad ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
Jai.
Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Mohini Murti ki jai, Jai Bhaktivedanta ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
His Grace Madan Mohan ki jai ho.
Guru Maharaj ki jai, Guru Maharaj.